Think we is my mic picking up? Yep, it's good. Okay.
Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. I know it's been a while, but I am back. I'm sorry for the long absence. January was a rough month in terms of like my mental health and going through personal stuff, and then also Farley's seizure condition started flaring up and acting up, and we've been trying to take care of him and all that stuff. So it's just been a lot of things to juggle, and I haven't been able to come back to do any streaming until now. So yeah, it's been a while. But Farley is okay. He had a seizure like a couple of days ago, but he's currently medicated on his cluster buster, and he's in the corner of the room sleeping. So I'm going to keep an eye on him while I stream. Welcome, Mac. Welcome to the stream. And today we are going to be playing the Love and Fool's Gold demo. I happened to see a clip of this, not like a clip advertising this game on Instagram during one of my nightly Instagram scrolls, and I really like the art style, and I'm a sucker for westerns, and this is like a western with a little bit of eldritch horror thrown in, so that definitely piqued my interest. So we're going to check that out. And yeah, so let me just check some settings really quick. Hopefully the volume is okay, and let's get started. Select your appearance. Option A. Input name. Okay, what do I want to name this? I'll just put in, I'll do that because, my D&D character Dahlia is in a Western setting, so I might as well do that. Yes. A lifetime of irresponsible pursuit has at last left my body frail. Indeed, my time is near. I can feel it when it comes. Art. I will embrace those cold hands. I welcome their mercy as they absolve me of my terrible work. What comfort, mother, that I may escape this cruel, deserved reckoning. What magnificent injustice. This art is really cool. Fucked up deer? Favorite? Instead, my legacy will outlast my body and brain, and long after they grow cold, the eternal flame will ask the question, was it worth it? Ooh. And silence will answer. Forgive me. Interesting.
Cortez Creek.
Voice acting? Voice acting? Oh shit!
The town looms before you in the distance, shimmering in the dry summer heat like a mirage.
Cool, I wasn't expecting this to be voice acted. That's awesome.
You've ridden 5 days straight, chasing nothing but the promise of wealth. They said the bounty was big, bigger than anything you'd seen before. Little Louis Shepherd, they call him. Not much of a name for someone worth that kind of gold. But then again, this is Cortez Creek, a place where they say gold flows from its mountains like water, the place where fortunes are made. And boy, do you need that fortune. Your horse whinnies beneath you, his coat slick with sweat. You pat his neck apologetically.
I'm sorry, horsey.
Not long to go now, boy.
Even
You've done good.
Even the main character has a voice? Oh, that's so cool.
The poor thing deserves a break. You both do.
Let's just go down the list.
You squint into the distance, just able to make out the shape of Cortez Creek. The town has a rare reputation of experiencing not one, but 2 gold rushes. Its first is said to have taken place in the 1840s, where the gold was harvested right from the creek that gave the town its name. But now, you hear it's enjoying a second gold rush. Unprecedented levels of gold, being mined straight out of the mountainside. That kind of wealth probably explains the size of the bounty on little Louis.
Look at the Wanda coaster.
Little Louis Shepherd. One of her so many crimes, they couldn't even list them all on the poster.
How did one guy commit all those offenses?
Must be some kind of mastermind. You never even heard of the guy.
Oh, I wanted to read it. Ah, damn it. Okay.
You glance at your purse, pulling it open just enough to peer inside.
That is nicely rendered.
Pathetically empty. Barely enough to last a week, at a stretch. It's been a rough few months, truth be told. Every bounty you've chased lately seems to get snatched up before you can even draw your gun. That's why you rode all the way out here, for the bounty on little Louis Shepherd. And this time, you need to be the one who collects.
Okay, keep writing.
You decide to keep riding.
Ooh, this art.
You dig your heels into your horse, urging him forward. It's the last stretch now. No more time to waste.
All right, Cortez Creek, let's see what you got for me.
I'm excited. Strong opening. Whoa, there's a lot of blood.
Your horse trots into town, his hooves kicking up little clouds of dust with each step.
So this is Cortez Creek, huh? For a so-called wealthy town, it's... Well, it's clearly seen better days.
A pair of drunk men stagger out through the swinging doors of a saloon. Red graffiti is scrawled on the side of a house, half scrubbed away and splintered. Everything reeks of whiskey, dirt, and sweat. You reach the stables by the side of the town and climb down from your horse.
I don't see anyone.
I'll look around.
You glance around for a stable hand, but there doesn't seem to be anyone here. You settle for tying him to a hitching post a little down the street.
This'll have to do for now.
Your horse whinnies, tossing his head impatiently and scuffing his hooves against the dusty ground. He's just as hungry as you are.
I know. Let's get you something to eat.
Food and water does sound good roundabout now, but you know you ought to swing by the sheriff's office to get the latest on the bounty.
Let's get him food.
I'm starving. I can't do anything unless I've had something to eat first.
You head into the heart of the town, in search of the general store. The heat and dirt of the place seems to cling to your skin, only adding to your burgeoning sense of unease.
The sooner I can catch this guy and cut loose, the better.
You pivot to see a man, leaning against a railing, a bottle smashed at his feet.
Another one.
Huh? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you. Gonna pollute this town with your dirty gold, are ya?
Brush him off. He's just drunk.
Whatever. You ain't worth my time.
You shake your head and walk away, then pause as the man sneers behind your back.
Thought as much.
Nah, keep walking.
You ignore the drunkard and continue on your way, but as you do, you hear a yell. A man pushes past you. He tackles the inebriate to the dirt, landing a few hard kicks as the drunk curls against the ground defensively.
Maybe a bit too much force for a simple drunkard.
Jesus.
He turns to you then, giving you a slow once-over. And judging by the state of his attire, you can only assume he's one of the sheriff's rangers.
What's got your eye, stranger?
Was all that force necessary?
There's nothing to see here. Move along now.
You raise your eyebrow, but you're not looking to start trouble, not least with the sheriff's rangers, and so soon after arriving. You tip your hat diplomatically and turn to walk away.
Good day.
You find your way to the general store and grab the first big loaf of bread you lay your eyes upon.
Could I interest you with some carrots?
Ooh, she's so
Dug
cute.
up fresh this morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, give me my horse.
After everything your horse has endured, a handful of carrots feels like a well-earned treat.
Bread and carrots, let's see, that's 25 cents in total.
You pat your pockets, frowning. That loose change was there earlier, wasn't it? Did some coins fall out when you dismounted, or did someone lift it off you?
Who?
Surely not.
You missing something? Yeah, I can tell by the look on your face. Bless your heart, you must be new here. Best be careful in Cortez Creek. There's a lot of crooks about. The thieving type.
Thanks for the tip.
At least you still have your purse. You take out the money and pay the shopkeeper.
You take care of yourself now, and keep an eye on them thieves.
You wolf down the bread, and drink your fill of water from the well.
That'll do. Time to see what the sheriff knows about little Louie.
You're not gonna go feed our horse?
You turn the corner and find yourself in the heart of Cortez Creek, the town square. The sheriff's office stands at the center, but your attention snaps to the noisy crowd gathered outside.
A crowd? This doesn't look promising.
All right, settle down now. Settle down.
You step closer, spotting a man on the porch addressing the crowd. He must be Sheriff Hargreave.
I know y'all want answers, and you'll get 'em. Just hold your peace for a spell.
You push through the crowd, but it's packed tight. Over someone's shoulder, you catch a glimpse of a ranger pulling down a wanted poster. You strain for a better look, and to your dismay, it's a poster of little Louie.
Ah, shit.
I can confirm that as of noon today, the blight known as Little Louie has been caught.
Well, shit.
This capture finally puts an end to the series of criminal activity that has been plaguing our good town of Cortez Creek for some time now. Little Louie has confessed to all of his crimes.
Who caught
And
him?
now, God will pass judgment on him for his sins. Judgment that will be carried out at dusk in this town square on this very day.
Crowd cheers once again. Dejection settles in the pit of your stomach.
Little Louie is caught. The bounty is gone. Now what?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm a busy man, and I have a hanging to prepare for.
The
Oh, hi,
sheriff
Clark,
goes
welcome.
back inside, followed by his rangers and the stripped-off wanted posters. You stand rooted to the ground. You really needed that bounty. The two men in front of you shrug as they turn to walk away.
I didn't hear the sheriff announce who called him.
He didn't say, but if I had to guess, I'd bet my boots it was that wildfire again.
Wildfire? Excuse me, what do you mean by wildfire?
You ain't heard of wildfire. And what? You been living in a prairie dog hole for the past year?
Look, man, I'm just asking.
The men shove past you, laughing.
Rude.
Well then, that was a warm welcome.
You stand still as the crowd thins, leaving you alone outside the sheriff's office.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
This town has been unwelcoming since the moment you set foot on its dirt. It's filthy, harsh, unpleasant in every sense of the word. And you've somehow even managed to be robbed in the short time you've been here. You tilt your hat lower over your face, scowling. If it were up to you, you'd head straight back on the road, far away from this rat-infested town, in search of your next bounty. But you don't even know who or where that might be. For a crime-ridden town like Cortez Creek, surely there's a few crooked characters with bounties on their head. Drunks, public beatings, thieves.
Damn. Speaking of thieves, just left my poor horse tied to that hitching post.
Go check on
Judging
him.
by how shady this town is turning out to be, that was likely a fool move. I better check on him. I hope I'm not too late.
Our horse is gone.
The streets grow quieter as you approach the hitching post, a sense of unease prickling at the base of your neck. Your horse comes into view, but he doesn't seem to be alone. A broad-shouldered man stands by the hitching post, his hands working the reins.
Hey.
You stop in your tracks. It's just what you feared. Someone is trying to steal your horse.
Back off.
Hey, you, back away from my horse.
The shouting startles your horse, who rears up with a whinny, bumping into the man and nearly knocking his hat off.
You were in the menu.
Serves you right for acting so darn suspicious.
Darn.
My apologies, partner. You're right. I didn't mean to alarm you.
Care to tell me what you're doing with my horse?
You shift your glare to his hands and realize he's only feeding your horse some hay.
Oh, thanks.
You feel a mite bit sheepish.
I just noticed this remarkable fellow looked rather hungry, so I gave him something to eat. I, hope you don't mind.
That's
I take
nice.
it he's yours. What's his name?
Don't tell him. Zephyr.
Is that so? Well, it's a fine name for a fine horse. Pardon my forwardness, but if you're planning on staying the night, you might want to consider moving him to the livery stables. Cortez Creek, it's not the safest place after dark. We've had some trouble with horse thieves around here lately, and I'd hate to see your horse here fall into the wrong hands.
He pauses, glancing at your horse with a genuine look of concern.
Oh, he's nice.
Delivery's secure, and I'll make sure he's well looked after. You have my word.
Please do. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You walk with the man as he leads your horse to the stables, a short distance away.
Here we are.
How much for one night's boarding?
It's a quarter.
You hand him the money.
Much obliged. Oh, and I'm Tom, by the way. Tom Porter.
He smiles and gives your extended hand a shake, his grip firm and calloused.
Dahlia?
Nice to meet you. You're new to Cortez Creek, aren't you? Let me guess. You're a bounty hunter here on business.
Huh? How could you tell?
You just seem the type, that's all.
Whatever that means. I came here for the bounty on little Louis Shepherd, but looks like I'm a little late to the rodeo.
Oh? How's that?
The sheriff just announced that he's already been caught.
Is that so?
He looks straight down at his hands as he adjusts your horse's reins. He doesn't look particularly moved by the news.
I heard some people talking about wildfire. I don't suppose you know what that is?
I'm sorry. I'm probably not the best person to ask about these sort of things. I try to keep to myself. Just me, the horses, and the cattle. You could say I like to keep things in my life as stable as possible. Get it?
Oh, Lord have mercy. That is one terrible pun. So, have you always lived in Cortez Creek?
Yep, Cortez, born and raised. It's a beautiful place. At least it was until things got a little, rough around the edges in recent years.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, it's not too often a town gets a second gold rush. That amount of wealth attracts a great deal of prospectors, traders, general wealthy folk. But unfortunately for Cortez Creek, these sort of people also draw a considerable number of undesirables, people looking for trouble.
He glances away, looking uneasy.
Hey, my mouse is... Mouse, what are you doing? There we go.
Can you tell me more?
You'd be better off asking someone else about this sort of stuff.
He swallows hard, avoiding your gaze.
What's with this guy? Why does he seem so uncomfortable all of a sudden? Well, I better find some place to stay for the night. Thanks for looking out for my horse.
It's my pleasure.
Are you gonna watch the hanging tonight?
Oh no, I've seen enough hangings in my time. Don't have the stomach for it anymore.
Ah, and I almost forgot.
You take the carrots out of your bag.
I bought these earlier. Feel free to share them up between the horses.
That's very kind of you. I'll be sure to do that.
See you around, Tom.
You take care.
You retrace your steps to the town square and find a hotel on one of the side streets. A man stands outside the entrance, shooing away some rats with a broom. He looks up and smiles at you.
Howdy, traveler. You look like you could do with the rest. Can I do you for a room?
How much other rats?
You raise an eyebrow at the broom in his hands.
Will I be sharing a room with these rats?
Ha! Not if I can help it. I've gotten pretty handy with this broom.
He opens the door for you and gestures inside, a proud smile on his face.
I dare say you came here at just the right moment. We're awfully busy here at the best of times, but what with the hanging of that valiant brute Little Louie tonight bringing all the looky-loos from yonder county, we're expecting to be fully booked up once the crowds get here.
Background's nice.
Horrid little man, that Little Louie. Glad he's getting what he deserves.
Did you know him?
Not personally, no, but one hears what folks say about him. Anyway, it's just one night you'll be staying, that correct?
Yes. I'll be leaving come sunup. And not a moment later.
A pity. Well, I'll give you room 13.
Lucky number
it's a quiet
13.
room, perfect for your early morning start. Mind you, you're not superstitious, are you?
My ass is.
Actually, I am a little superstitious.
Not uncommon for visitors of this town. Well, I could offer you room number 8 instead. The only problem being our housekeeper hasn't quite managed to remove the bloodstain from the wooden flooring.
What the fuck happened?
You see, one of our tenants got gunned down last week. Rest his soul. Must have made himself some enemies while staying in this fine town. And those planks, well, they just soak it right up. The blood, that is.
Room 13 is fine.
Yeah, I'll go with the spooky room as opposed to a room that could potentially be haunted by a murdered man.
Very good. That'll be $1 for tonight.
You reach for your purse. Every coin you part with reminds you painfully of the bounty that you failed to collect, and have missed it so narrowly. After days on the road, you stifle a yawn with the back of your hand.
If you plan on catching a bit of shut-eye before the hanging, I can certainly be around to wake you up when the crowds begin to gather.
That won't be necessary. I'll stay awake.
Well, I'll give your door a knock just in case.
You scoff at the knowing look he gives you.
Sure.
The man cheerfully shows you to your room. To your relief, there's not a bloodstain or rat in sight.
Thank God.
But you pause as a peculiar scent drifts across the room towards
Incense.
you. On the bedside table, you spot a bunch of sticks in a jar. Their tips glow amber, emitting an aromatic smoke of cedar wood and saffron. The scent is strong.
I'll leave it.
At least it smells better than the stench of this town. I'll leave it burning for now.
The mere sight of your bed makes your legs feel weak with fatigue. You flop down onto the covers. After all, your horse is resting safely in the stables under the kind watch of Tom. So it's only fair that you get some respite also, right?
What? The road darkens before you. Which way do you choose? I'm gonna go straight. Blood on the ground. Doors? No?
The knock awakens you with a start, disturbing your deep sleep and washing away any lingering images.
What was
You
that?
hear the familiar booming voice of the hotel owner outside your door.
Crowd's starting to gather. You best get down there to secure a good spot.
You head down to the town square, where a large crowd is already forming near the hanging platform. The place is heaving with excitement and grim anticipation. The sheriff steps out of his building and makes his way up the platform, 2 men following behind. Jeers erupt from the crowd at the sight of the small man who has been gagged, and the sheriff hushes them before beginning to speak.
Oh, he matches the wand poster.
Ladies and gentlemen, good people of Cortez County, we are gathered here this evening to witness the final and definitive serving of justice to one heinous individual who has for many months been a tremendous blight on our beautiful town of Cortez Creek. I am, of course, referring to one Louis Amos Theodore Shepard, known in these parts as Little Louis.
There's a ghost of a smile on the sheriff's face. He seems to be enjoying the spectacle.
His capture is a triumph for the cooperation of bounty hunters, benefactors, and law enforcement alike, and I, Sheriff Philip Hargreave, am honored to stand before you to deliver this justice.
There are more cheers of approval from the crowd. The sheriff is clearly popular with the townsfolk. You look over at Little Louis as Sheriff Hargreave continues his speech. He has painful-looking bruises across his face, suggesting he suffered through a beating or interrogation of some kind.
The man standing before us has been found guilty by the Cortez County Court of Justice for committing the following crimes over a 2-year time frame. 11 counts of murder,
Jesus.
8 counts of armed robbery, 4 counts of arson, 7 counts of criminal graffiti and unlawful fear-mongering, kidnap, perjury, bigamy, perverting the course of justice, extortion.
Little Louis shakes his head desperately as the long list of charges is read out, earning him a kick in the back of the legs by the ranger. A woman in front of you turns to her friend.
You mean that one little fella did all those detestable things?
Why do I have a feeling he didn't?
What a wicked man.
As you cast your eyes over the crowd before you, they land on a particular figure. A man, dressed in dark clothes, standing on the outskirts of the crowd.
Hello?
Unlike the rest of the spectators, his face is turned to the crowd rather than the gallows.
Hi? Okay, anyway.
You're not sure
Focus!
what exactly it is, but something about this guy looks like bad news. The sheriff reaches the end of Little Louis's extensive list of crimes, and the crowd goes silent in anticipation. A noose is lowered around Little Louis's neck, followed by a bag, masking his panicked eyes for the last time. A sense of unexplained dread fills your body, and a feeling in your gut sinks like a stone. The sheriff steps towards the wooden lever at the side of the stage.
Ordinarily, at this point, I would ask the condemned if he has any final words. But on this occasion, we have had to gag Little Louis to spare the public from his foul-mouthed language. You understand?
That's suspicious. Why? It's such a rushed sentence because they just caught him and they're not letting him speak or say anything. Did this guy actually really do it, or is this actually him?
Little Louis Shepard, your sentence is death. May God have mercy on your soul.
He pulls the lever, and a great creak echoes across the town square as the platform's trapdoor collapses, and Little Louis's body plunges 2 feet down. The crowd breaks out into an uproar. And then, a movement amongst the crowd catches your eye. It's the mysterious outlaw. You watch as he weaves his way through the crowd so seamlessly it's like watching a ghost.
Hot!
You stare in alarm as he swipes something from an unsuspecting man. A bag of coins, most likely. You look around frantically.
Surely someone else must have spotted him.
But no. Everyone else seems too distracted by the hanging to notice. Maybe this is your chance. If you catch this guy red-handed, you can bring him into the sheriff's office and at least get some kind of bounty reward before you head home. Besides, something about the way he moves tells you he's a wanted man. The rewards could be lucrative.
This guy might be my last chance to make some money in this place. I need to catch him.
Your heart stops as he glances over in your direction, like he knew he was being watched. Your eyes meet, the furious glare of his gaze boring into you like a hot poker. Then, just as quickly as he saw you, he keeps moving, further and further through to the other side of the crowd before he disappears behind a building.
Fuck
Follow.
it. Let's get this guy.
You push through the crowd in the direction of the outlaw. Making your way through the heaving crowd is definitely harder than he made it seem. By the time you get to the alleyway, of course, it's empty.
Like hell I'm giving up. The guy can't have gotten far.
Right.
You take the path to the right, but there's nobody there. You continue running down the path, turning again,
What the?
and stop in your tracks as you observe a message scrawled on the side of a building.
The elk sees. And read the bottom one.
What the hell is this? Is this paint or blood?
Sniff it.
You
Smell like
lean
copper.
towards the graffiti and give it a sniff.
Does it smell
It's not
coppery?
a scent you can identify, but its fumes make your head spin.
What kind of drunk leaves a message like this?
You frown, turning on your heel to leave, and then you freeze as you hear the click of a gun from behind you.
Shit.
The air feels cold and still.
Hands above your head. Turn around. Slowly.
Okay.
You do as the voice says, and raise your hands, slowly turning around. You find yourself
That's your
standing
voice?
face to face with the mysterious outlaw. He has an icy, uneasy aura about him.
What do you know?
It's not a question.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You were watching me in the crowd. Why?
You can't help but notice the man has an English accent, ironically, making him seem even more like an outsider to this town than you.
That's true.
I didn't mean to watch you. You just caught my eye, is all.
The outlaw raises an eyebrow, but says nothing.
What do you know about little Louis?
The criminal?
He narrows his eyes, waiting for you to continue.
Only his crimes, nothing more. Honestly.
Then what are you doing in Cortez Creek?
I saw there was a bounty in his name, so I came to this town in hope of catching him. As soon as I arrived, I found out he'd already been caught. Some wildfire got to him first. That's all I know. I promise.
A few moments pass, and then the man seems to relax. He places his gun back in his holster, all the while not taking his eyes off you.
I can tell that you're not from around here.
You ain't from around here
You
neither.
wear it on you like a brand.
You shuffle your feet nervously under his exacting gaze.
Heed my warning. Don't get involved in business that doesn't concern you.
Is that helpful advice? Or a threat?
He glares at you, almost like he can read your thoughts.
I have no interest in helping you. I simply expect you to stay out of my way.
Yeah,
What's your name?
He scowls.
That's not really relevant, is it?
His eyes shift to the space behind you, and you realize that the commotion from the town square has died down, replaced with steadily approaching chatter. People will be returning to their houses and hotels any moment now. You twist to look over your shoulder and see people beginning to fill the streets. When you turn back around, the outlaw is gone.
Well, there goes my chance at getting his bounty. But who was that guy? And what was he implying about little Louis?
The encounter with the outlaw may have been fruitless, but it certainly helped you work up an appetite. After recollecting your bearings, you find a building adorned with a large sign above the entrance. Randy's Saloon.
Well, this'll do.
The saloon doors creak shut behind you, and you're greeted with a rush of smoke, chatter, and lively piano music. You spot a few empty tables at the far end of the saloon, a perfect place for a quiet, private dinner before retiring to your room. A good night's sleep, and you'll be up at dawn, ready to leave this sewer pit of a town and figure out a new plan for making some money. You approach the man behind the bar. He gives you a toothy grin.
Welcome to Randy's Saloon. I'm Randy.
Hi, Randy.
May I get a fine individual such as yourself anything to drink?
Get me a tequila. And can I get something to eat with that?
Sure. We got Randy's famous buffalo stew.
You look around at the nearby tables and see people spooning a miserable-looking gray slop into their mouths.
Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Fine. Buffalo stew it is.
Randy's toothy grin widens, revealing a number of missing teeth.
It'll just take a moment, if you want to take a seat at the bar.
Randy's toothy grin widens, revealing a number of missing teeth.
It'll just take a moment, if you want to take a seat at the
backed
bar.
up.
Aye!
Eek!
That's one more order of Randy's famous buffalo stew. Burley Hank.
You rest your arms on the bar counter before quickly realizing that was a bad idea. It's sticky, and probably hasn't been wiped down in months, if not years.
Well then, traveler, what brings you to Cortez Creek?
He don't need to
I'm
know.
a snake oil peddler looking to flog my wares. Are you currently suffering from any ailments?
Me, why no? I'm in tip-top condition, but you'll fit right in with the other snake oil salesmen we got here.
He places your drink on the bar counter in front of you.
Anyway, I figured you were either here for the hanging or the gold. Or perhaps you're just one of those outlaw types that this fine town seems to attract. Which is absolutely tip-top A-OK, don't get me wrong. All are welcome in Randy's saloon, you see. Me being Randy.
You glance towards the swinging door of the kitchen.
Hell, this guy's insufferable. How long does it take to serve up some gray slop?
I didn't
you
realize
capture
his
the
blinking blinks are boop boop.
Yes, I did.
I missed it myself. Had to keep the doors of Randy's saloon open, you understand? Just as well, really. That little Louie fella used to drink here a few times. Wouldn't have felt right to watch him go. Not like that, in front of everyone.
A look of melancholy flashes across Randy's face suddenly.
You knew him?
Sure did. Small little guy, that little Louie. I knew he could be a sneaky son of a gun when he wanted to be, but I couldn't have guessed the extent of what he got up to. He was dull as dishwater.
Dull as dishwater?
You know, a couple bullets shy of a full chamber. Not very bright. What I mean is, I never took that little Louie for quite the villain he turned out to be. Played us all for a fool, I imagine.
I bet he didn't do all that stuff they said he did.
I see.
I dare say I'm glad he was caught, God rest his soul. Hopefully now with him gone, this town will settle down a bit. Heck knows we need it. And if anyone was gonna catch the varmint, it would have to be Wildfire, of course.
Wildfire again? Can you tell me about Wildfire?
Randy looks at you in puzzlement.
You're telling me you don't know who Wildfire is? Well, Wildfire's the fiercest bounty hunter this side of Mississippi. Yes, sirree. Can shoot a man down in the blink of an eye. And speaking of eyes, that Wildfire has a gaze as cold as ice.
The guy that I met?
Randy shudders and stares off into the distance, as if he can feel Wildfire's gaze on him now.
As cold as ice? Maybe that mysterious outlaw I encountered earlier was Wildfire all along.
Hot.
Before you can ask anything more, a man comes from the swinging kitchen door and places a bowl of what can only be described as slop on the bar.
Oop, something happened with my stream. Hang on. Give me a second. Oop. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, sorry. Something happened with my stream and something went out for a second. Okay.
Ah, and here's your Randy's famous buffalo stew.
Really good rendering. Fucking gross. It is gray.
You enjoy that now, and make sure to eat it while it's piping hot. Brings out the flavor that way.
It looks like it's cold.
It's just as gray and sad looking up close. But by this point, you're starving, so you're not about to complain. You pay, Randy, take the stew and your drink, and walk to a table on the opposite side of the saloon, far away from Randy and his unsettling face. As you settle into your seat, you can't help but feel like you're being watched. You glance around the saloon, your eyes scanning the smoky room for any signs of the mysterious outlaw. Only to catch sight of a woman instead, her gaze fixed on you as she sits with her back against the wall in the far corner.
Hello? Hello?
The air is so dark and smoky that you struggle to make out her face, but something seems vaguely familiar about her.
I mean, even if she ain't vaguely familiar, I'd like to get to know her. My God.
Then you hear a yell, followed by the sound of a chair toppling to the floor.
What did you just say?
I said what I said. Maybe you ought to clean your ears out.
I didn't ask for your lip, boy. You're right near crossing the line right now.
The first man grabs a glass bottle from the table and smashes it, jutting the broken bottleneck towards the other man's neck.
Jesus.
Looks like I need to teach you a lesson on respecting your superiors.
Without a second thought, you stand up from your chair, your hand at the hilt of your gun. Before you can move, you hear a squeak of wooden chair legs against the floor. You glance across the saloon. It's the same woman who was watching you just moments ago.
Oh my God.
There are hushed whispers from the surrounding tables.
Didn't I just put you away 2 days ago, cabron?
Don't talk to me like that, you darn uppity bitch. Know your place. You and the rest of you bootlickers. I don't know why y'all act so darn terrified around some woman. I'll
Kick his ass.
show you. There ain't nothing to be afraid of.
You watch as he reaches for the gun in his back waistband. But before he can draw, you hear a click. The honky-tonk piano falters mid-tune, and the whole saloon goes silent. You look back at the woman and see a glint of a gun held at her hip, aimed directly at the man.
Take your pathetic counterfeit silver and find some other saloon to darken. Don't make me waste a bullet on you.
After a few tense moments, the man grumbles in resignation and shuffles out of the saloon. You hear some more whispers before the tack piano starts up again. Almost immediately, the ambience is more or less returned to normal. Then, you sense the woman glancing at you, and you catch eyes as she puts her gun back in her holster.
Hi.
In that moment, you remember where you recognize her from. But there's no way. Could it really be Santana de la Mora, your rival from your youth?
A rival potential? Oh my God.
Santana?
She raises an eyebrow, and the corner of her lips pull up in what you interpret to be a smile.
So we already got nice, friendly, stable hand, cold outlaw, and old childhood rival bounty hunter. I like.
It's you.
Taking this as an invitation, you grab your untouched bowl of Randy's famous buffalo stew and your drink, and head to her table. Santana barely acknowledges you as you take a seat. She just leans back in her chair as she pulls a small tin and a box of matches from her pocket, discarding her gloves. She places a cigar between her lips, strikes a match on the table, and lights it. The silence stretches, and a nervous edge creeps in. You can't help but feel like you've wasted her time by approaching her with nothing to say.
So, what do you reckon makes Randy's famous buffalo stew so famous?
She raises an eyebrow at your choice of question, but doesn't miss a beat.
I suppose it's famous for how universally undesired it is.
You laugh quietly, and she gives you a slight smile.
Do you live here now, in Cortez Creek? Or are you just passing through?
Oh, I'm here and there.
That's not much of an answer.
And you? Just visiting to peddle your snake oil, I gather.
She raises her eyebrow in skepticism, waiting for your answer.
Oh, you overheard me talking to Randy earlier? Actually, I was only joking back there. I'm not a snake oil salesman at all.
I see. So you're just here to peddle some lies instead. That's a shame.
This town has enough liars as it is.
No, please like me.
Relax, I'm only messing around.
But her cold expression says differently. You wish you could melt into your chair, right here and now.
I really only came here to chase a bounty.
Which bounty was that then?
I was after that little Louis guy. Traveled a few days across the desert just for him. But someone got to him first. Some bounty hunter they call Wildfire.
Santana smirks and takes another drag from her cigar as she watches you. Fearing more awkward silence, you keep talking. Rambling, to be more precise.
I don't know. Maybe you had the same problem when you first got here. Everyone treats me like an outsider, and yet somehow they still expect me to know all the unwritten rules about this place. Like who this Wildfire guy is. Frankly, I'm sick of hearing about him. He's just another bounty hunter. He can't be that impressive.
Well, they do say that Wildfire's the best there is. But I'm not so sure.
Oh yeah? What makes you say that?
If he's as good as they say, why would he waste his time being a bounty hunter, chasing after petty criminals and lowlifes? Why not do something practical with that talent?
You frown, unsure if she meant that as an insult to you, having just announced yourself as a bounty hunter. But a quick glance at her face suggests she meant no offense. She's staring thoughtfully into space, her arms crossed, with one hand lightly holding the cigar at her lips. Your gaze settles on her hand. You can't help but notice her knuckles are bruised and bloody.
Huh. What an odd sight for someone with such delicate hands.
You're tempted to ask her what she does for a living. Most folk wouldn't expect to see a woman drinking alone in a saloon in a town like Cortez Creek, except for ladies of the night, of course. Then again, Santana never followed the rules, not even as a kid. But before you can ask, she leans forward slightly, regarding you.
This little Louis Shepherd. I presume you attended the hanging. What did you make of him?
I don't know. Something maybe seemed a little off about the whole thing.
You don't look at her directly, but you feel her eyes dart towards your face.
Off? In what way?
I'm gonna go.
Honestly, I don't think little Louis did it.
Santana's expression doesn't change, but you feel the intensity of her gaze.
First of all, how could one guy commit all of those crimes on his own, let alone someone as unimpressive looking as little Louis? It just doesn't add up. Then there's what people have said about him. Randy said little Louis used to be a patron here. Said he was known for getting into trouble at times, but mentioned he wasn't very bright. Call me a skeptic, but there's no way a saphead like little Louis could have done all that over a 2-year time frame without getting caught.
She says nothing, but there's a slight upward tug in the corner of her lips, almost like she's smiling. It goes silent between the two of you once again, and you let your curiosity get the better of you.
Why do you ask?
Pretty!
Santana just looks at you and leans back into her chair, her expression impenetrable, like she's assessing you, sizing up your worth. A few moments pass and it becomes clear you're not going to get an answer. Santana certainly seems harder to read than you remember. It's difficult to put your finger on exactly how, but you get a sense that something's troubling her. Perhaps she's a bounty hunter too, and she's feeling low because she also missed out on the reward to Wildfire, which would explain why she resorted to drinking away her sorrows in the shadows of Randy's saloon, just like you.
How long are you staying in Cortez Creek?
However long you are. Ay.
That depends.
What?
However long you're staying.
Santana's eyes flicker up at your words, but she says nothing more.
Actually, I'm just here for the one night. The only reason I came here was for the bounty on little Louis, but now that's no more, I'll have to seek out other pastures. Cortez Creek ain't exactly my idea of a good time. Plus, it seems like that Wildfire probably has a monopoly on just about every criminal in the area by the sounds of it.
Santana chuckles. Just as you think you've finally managed to warm her up enough to get some semblance of a conversation flowing, she stands up, knocks back the last of her drink, and places the glass back down on the table.
Shame you're not sticking around any longer. It might have been fun to put you in your place again.
Oh my god.
For old time's sake.
You perk up. That was unmistakably an invitation to stick around, right? But before you can reply, she glances down at your rank bowl of buffalo stew.
It's goat, by the way. Nearest buffalo isn't for 500 miles. That's probably what makes it so famous.
Without waiting for a response, she puts her hat on and walks away, disappearing into the smoky saloon air. The memories of your youth are patchy, but even now she carries that same aura you remember, like an untamed force, capable of bending everything around her into a dazed frenzy. You glance down at your bowl of buffalo, goat, stew. Your stomach growls, demanding sustenance.
It's so gray. I'm gonna regret
You swallow down the knot in your throat, pick up your spoon, and dig in. The tough, dry meat is as unpleasant as you feared, like chewing on leather straps. After emptying your bowl, you wipe your mouth with the back of your hand and get up to leave.
Well, how is Randy's famous buffalo stew?
It was divine. I understand why everyone raves about it so.
Well, calling me a tickle. I figured you'd think so. Oh, before you go, I see you got yourself acquainted. Mighty impressive, if I may say so.
Acquainted? What do you mean?
Why, acquainted with Wildfire, of course.
Oh.
Real good job charming her like that. I've never seen her talk that much to a single soul. Never mind selling snake oil. You must have been a snake charmer in your previous life.
He walks away to serve a customer at a nearby table, leaving you standing in bewilderment.
Santana? Santana is Wildfire?
Ooh,
Mercifully,
pretty.
nights in Cortez Creek are far cooler than its days. You make your way back to the hotel, the stars above shining so brightly they cast shadows around you. You feel a bit foolish, realizing you spent an entire conversation with Santana without realizing she was Wildfire. No wonder she spent half the conversation smirking.
Why didn't she just tell me?
But if she was Wildfire, that would make her the recipient of that massive bounty on little Louie's head. So if she had all that money, why did she seem so down? And her comment at the end, she wanted you to stay longer, right? You weren't just making that up.
Yeah, she said it was a shame I wasn't staying for any longer than one night. And Santana's not one to mince her words.
You ponder the comment in your head, weighing your options. You didn't like Cortez Creek one bit, that's for sure. But truth be told, you like the idea of leaving town empty-handed after such a long journey even less. You might be willing to stay if there were more bounties to be collected. But the place seems overrun with competition, not least by Wildfire herself. Despite Santana's half-hearted invitation to stay, you stick with your plan. Up at dawn, saddle your horse, and ride out.
No!
You turn the corner to the last stretch of path to your hotel. The air feels heavier, quieter, almost as though... Then, out of the shadows, a dark figure steps into view.
A thief? Or the mysterious outlaw again?
You instinctively reach for your gun, but then the figure holds up their hands, showing you they're unarmed.
I won't take much of your time.
She lowers her hands and takes a step towards you.
You seek gold. You were right to come here. There's an enormous wealth of it, right beneath our very feet. If only you could see through to reach it.
Her cryptic words raise dozens of questions in your head, but all you can do is stare as she reaches out a long, sleeved arm to place something in your hand.
What's this parcel you've just given me?
It's all I have. It will help you to find the truth and claim your gold.
It has been a long and tiresome day, and you're at your wit's end with her vague riddles. You find yourself taking a small step forward impatiently.
Look, lady, I don't have the slightest clue what you're talking about. You clearly have me mistaken for somebody else. I have no link to this town, to this county. I'm not here to solve your puzzles. I just came here for the gold. And I missed my chance. So I'm not sticking around. Find someone else for your riddles.
The woman flinches at your tone. You feel a pang of regret as she retreats by some degree.
It needs to be you, because I've watched you. You're true of heart, an outsider, someone whose judgment is unclouded by loss and personal circumstance. This town needs you, whether you realize it or not. You are the only one who can uncover the truth.
You hesitate, not sure how to react to that.
I've said more than I should. I must go, and so should you. The fog is beginning to roll in.
Ooh. Hold up. Wait just one...
But your plea is left unanswered as the woman disappears back into the shadows as quickly as she came, leaving you standing alone in the street. What did she mean by an enormous wealth right below our feet? Was it literal? You tap your heel against the dirt, half expecting a hollow echo, but it's just solid ground. You're aware the gold mine up in the hills is what funds this town's hustle, but surely it doesn't stretch below Cortez Creek itself, or does it? At that moment, you remember the canvas-wrapped parcel in your hand, nearly forgotten in the confusion of that vague exchange. Common sense tells you not to open it here, where there could be thieves hiding in any corner, but your curiosity gets the better of you. Holding it up to the moonlight, you untie the knot. The fabric falls away to reveal a folded piece of parchment and a small gold nugget. Gold. The very thing you came here for. So why does it feel like the start of something much bigger? A jolt of awareness snaps you back to your senses, and you quickly pocket the nugget before anyone sees. The gold isn't the prize, you realize. It's the proof. A promise. Her way of proving that her story isn't just a fanciful tale. Her way of telling you that there's more gold out there, waiting, and you've been granted an invitation to claim it. Your heart pounding. You unfold the piece of parchment. Will it contain instructions on how to dig up the rest of the gold? Or a map, perhaps? But as you squint at the paper, your brow furrows. Miller McCabe, SLS, all that glitters. You stare at the paper, like you're hoping some pattern might emerge from what looks like 6 very unrelated words. But it doesn't. Perhaps these words are only part of the story. Perhaps the other half lies somewhere in this town, waiting to be discovered. Clutching the paper in one hand and the gold nugget in the other, you head back to the hotel.
Interesting. What? No, that's it! Oh, wait. I want more. Come back.
All right. Okay, well, that was the demo. I'm interested and definitely going to be playing this game when it comes out. I'm going to also looking at lead artist Lily Harrison. Really like the artwork. But, oh, I wanted more. That's it. This is me at the end of every demo. It's just like, wait, come back. But, yeah, that was great. I'm really interested in the story so far. The art's great. And I'm genuinely surprised that it's fully voice acted. That's incredibly impressive. Yeah. Let's see. Let's let the credits roll. So that was the demo. It is literally only just about an hour, so let me look through my Steam library and see if there's something else that we can do in the meantime. But yeah, here, let me just end this recording real quick.